All right, guys. So, just to recap, what we're trying to do over here is we're trying to understand this file over here, which is called 4big.html. Right? We got this complex code. Um, some of you guys might know how to do it. However, if you're a beginner, you definitely do not know how to do it, and that's okay because if you follow our instruction tutorials that we've done, you actually be you probably be able to know how to do it. According to ChatGPT, and from the hypothesis over here as well. Um, it's most likely that you will know how to write this program and be actually very good at doing it. So, um, very high probability that you will, and that's very good because if you know how to do this, I mean that's pretty boss. Like if you figure kind of and think about it. Um, so it's pretty boss. With God's help, you guys will be very good at this. So we kind of already done a lot. We've done a lot already. Um, Here we scratched out all the what's it called projects that are what's it called um, in the third sequence. Second sequence, we got a couple projects here. First sequence, and then once we understand these final ones, God's help, these projects, and we format them and make them look nice, more like here, like we're crossing them out, then we'll be able to get this one. Okay, with God's help. All right. However, it's gonna be awesome. Let's do this. All right. So, input, input, display. Our goal is to take the user input and show it live in another element. Browser loads the HTML and builds the DOM, which is the tree of JS objects. All right. So, um, and like we started over here, we started essentially with trying to understand the project three, and we started doing mini projects. Um, and we might have to do the same thing for these. So certain elements we want to practice doing them. So it might be a more. I know essentially we said like you guys heard in the first couple of videos that there's essentially only 15 projects. However, it might be a little more. It might be um, you know around that area. We added more with the mini ones. However, just know that we over here on this other side, that you guys are listening to over here. The we did this one before, so we can explain it to you guys very easily, and or we did this first sequence. We did all the projects, and once we get to here, it's gonna be awesome because this piece of text is gonna totally make sense. However, we're kind of just scratching the surface, and also trying to go a little, trying to um, dive into the depths of the web, and kind of use this as a tool, use this project as a tool to kind of do this. Just know that our whole process here is going to help us understand this project, and probably even a little more. All right. So, with God's help. All right. We open input ID equals name input, placeholder. Type your name. All right. So we got this input over here. Let's do this. So we're in mini projects. So what is this? What number is this? This is sequence. Okay, so you guys, we're officially on number 3. All right, let's see. File 3 mini.html. All right, so we need So we do R HTML. What we're gonna do is we gotta get input, uh, input. This is probably a. There's certain things that are only one tag. They don't have they don't have multiple. How to say? They don't have a closing tag. Like I think image is a one individual a uni tag. So ID equals put this HTML property. We're gonna do ID. ID equals name input. So it seems like a common what's it called? Convention. They got it in the auto complete. Then we need a placeholder equals name. All right, we're gonna do something like that. All right, so let's see how it looks like. All right, we got this sequence. What is this? 3 sequence. Mini projects, and we got three mini. All right, there you go. Check this out. All right, we got a name. We got a input, and we got a name placeholder inside. So this is pretty good, pretty boss. Um, so all right. So now we gotta take the user input and how and show it live in another element. So this guy, what he does here, p id equals greeting. So it seems like he wants to pop this thing and put it in the greeting. So that's just a hypothesis for now. Um, all right, let's see. So we got this guy input p id equals greeting. P equals greeting. Oops. So I'm gonna make this guy on the side. All right, this is our guy over here. All right, so we got a p id equals greeting. So add event listener inner. All right, fine. So this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool logic, you guys. Um, what happens is, all right, you get a script. All right, excuse me. All right, you get const input equals. This is just a constant document dot get element by ID. We're gonna do get input name input. I don't know why it doesn't. I really don't know why it doesn't autocomplete. However, if somebody knows, please let it let the what's it called uh, audience become elucidated with the knowledge. All right, and it would be nice to know. Honestly, if you guys know, please write it down in the description. All right, const then greeting. So greeting um, documents dot get element by ID. So this is the greeting ID greeting. All right. So this is gonna get the greeting element. God's help. Input. Oh, this is nice. So we're gonna talk about add event listeners. Uh, slash input. Input. Um, excuse me. So input. Excuse me. Greeting. Inner. Inner text. Greeting. Inner text equals hello. All right, so we didn't really talk about these. We didn't talk about a couple of these concepts, so we might do another. We might add more concepts. Okay, we might do input dot value. Um, we might have to do what's it called? Might have to do another. What's it called? We might have to do another. Let's say. Um, we might have to teleport again to uh to, to the to like a deeper universe. Um, input value, because yeah, it's true. We can copy this code. However, we do want to understand what it means. Um, and it would be nice to know what it means over here also. Um, at a better and deeper level. However, it's pretty simple to read it and to just predict what it does. Um, like we said, there's certain elements that are visible, some things that are invisible. These things are the invisible things of the document, right? And then it says add event listener. Excuse me. Input. Um, and then this would just be interesting to find out how this arrow function works. So that's what we're gonna do. With God's help right now. But this thing pretty much it takes the greeting and it changes the inner text to the input value, which is the name input value. So it's pretty easy. Um, it's supposed to work. Let's try to make it work. Input name. Hi. Um, let's put them over here. Input. Oh, okay. You know what? Is though. Don't you need to add this into some make a function? Function box. Um, um, so let's see if this works. Button. On click. Box. Alright, hopefully this will work. Okay, yeah, box. We gotta make their name. So this will make. This is supposed to make it. Hi. Ah, dang it, didn't work. Excuse me. Let's see if there's an error. Document is not defined. Oh, documents. That's crazy. That's probably why. Alright, so this should work then even. Um, let's see. Um, this should technically work even without this function. Um, oh, there you go. You see? Alright. Oh, wait, hold up. Let's see. Hello. Yeah, that's so weird. What? How come it doesn't work? It works without it. All right, so um, excuse me. All right, see what you guys can do with this thing over here. All right, box, function box. All right, let's just ChatGPT. Um, ChatGPT. All right, ChatGPT. What do you think, brother? You're close, brother. But there is one small issue with how the event listener is placed. Every time you click the button, you add new listener. All right, so all right, you know, guys. All right, it's not. We don't want to go too deep in this. All right, we don't want to go too deep. We just want to keep it simple, and that's why we did the project that the ChatGPT gave us, and we passed. We did it. We're gonna dive more deeper in coming up. Okay, because we first have to figure out this what's it called um arrow function, and then we could probably do more with the event listeners. Okay, so da da da. Okay. Although who knows why this thing? Okay, so we're gonna delete this guy. Well, how come it says hello? Ah, hello, hello. So what's your name? David. All right, so we're gonna make a space here. David. Hey. All right, let's go. All right, so we fixed this project. You know, it's good we fixed this project. Um, Now let's kind of let's go in a little deeper, okay? We want to get understand. We want to understand arrow functions. Okay, so in mini projects, we're gonna make a folder called mini projects. All right, mini projects. All right. So this one's gonna be called mini. Okay, M and M, mini and mini projects. .html. Hopefully this works. Yes. All right. So this is called one mini projects. Okay, it's just called mini projects. All right. So what's the mini projects? Mini projects are gonna be. We want to kind of jump. We want to understand. We really want to understand this whole piece of code over here. All right. And we're not trying to play around. All right. Um, So, all right, check this out. A. So, uh, how many small projects would you have to do? Small basic projects would you have to do in order that when by default you would do them, by default you would be able to understand this piece of code also with the arrow function specifically, like master boss. To understand that one little but powerful piece of code like a master boss, you need to go and do about 6 small beginner friendly projects. Each one teaches you a concept that's baked into the line. All right. All right. Very cool. So we got how many? Yeah, it's not that bad. All right, we got a couple mini projects over here. Um, let's try to figure this out. So here we're gonna do. Oops, let's do this. This is a good question. Of can you lower your font style and can you lower fonts and can you lower fonts in H and what's it called, CSS or VS Code? This is our mini projects. Right here we got our mini projects. All right. Let's see. All right. Can you change font in VS Code? Can you change font size in your project and have other font in the same file be larger? VS Code, you can change the font size of the entire editor, but not have multiple font sizes within the same file in the editor. Alright, fine. That's not what the if you are asking about different font sizes in the code soon, yeah, it sucks. Alright, whatever. So these are our mini projects. Alright. So our goal is that we understand, this piece of code specifically, right? The input. So we asked it, what projects will we have to do that when doing them, we could understand this piece of code over here, right? So to understand that little piece of code, um, you'd have to understand project track to understand fully. Takes into this line. All right. So this is the thing we're trying to understand, right? Project track to understand fully. Project one, basic HTML plus input plus button. Make an input, make a box, show an alert when buttons clicked. All right. So project two. I think we did this already. Let's do this. Okay. This is cool. Hey. All right, anyway, copy. All right. All right. So we got this guy over here. Got this guy over there. Got some mini projects over here. All right. Okay. So just to format it, we got our mini projects over here. Um, Super simple. Show an alert when buttons clicked. Selecting elements with select with um get element by ID. Uh, okay, let's ask it to give um please write down a little of all the projects though. All right. Um, Font size. No, not those projects. These. That's just kind of crazy, man. Like, this thing's another level. Oh, this is not even the right. Ah, man, this is not the right thing. It's not the right text. Um, Please write down a little of all the projects, though. Different text. All right. Basic. Learn how to grab elements. So, okay, no from here. Okay. Create a button, triggers an action. Um, Reading. Let's ask a question real quick. What's better to learn first? Event listeners or arrow functions? Those are pretty much very similar because um, you could have like things get fired off of an event listener, and it could be functions. You can't even use an arrow function in the context. Learn event listeners first. You can't even use an arrow function in the context you asked about until you understand what it's attached to. And that usually an event listener like this. Okay, what's better to learn first though? Functions or event listeners? Listeners though. Learn functions first before event listeners. All right. Learn our logical order. All right. How many functions would you have to understand in order to understand event listeners though? And what would the little projects contain that by default of doing them, you would have mastery of listeners by default. All right. Excuse me. All right. So, um, project time. Project track to understand fully. Project one basic HTML plus input plus button. Make an input and make an input and a button. Make an input and a button. Da da da. Show an alert when buttons clicked. Learn selecting elements by. This is just crazy, man. How do you understand this? All right, let's ask this a quick question. Just we're gonna do this. We're gonna what's it called? Probably do this guy instead. We're gonna add him into the mini projects. Um, how does doing this give you an understanding of? This is just a side question. All right. Get input. Get element by ID. On click. All right, fine. We're gonna. So we're not gonna do these. We're gonna eventually get to. We're gonna push this to be. We're gonna make. What's it called? Oops. Oh shoot. Okay. Um. So okay, we're gonna do this. So we're gonna. This is gonna. We're gonna eventually get to this because it's event listeners. So in the mini projects, we're gonna first do what's it called? Um. Oops. We're gonna first do what's it called? Oops. We're gonna first do the functions, and since it's explained this, what's it called? Uh, was explaining why to start with this one first. Since it's the first one to understand the one before, we're gonna do that last. Whatever. All right. So function. All right. Perfect. Da 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 da. Okay. We're gonna get this guy. Set him over here. Da da da. Okay. That's ChatGPT. Perfect. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. So tag. Yeah. Let me make this guy bigger here. All right. All right. So this is part of our mini projects we got over here, right? essentially we came to this simple piece of code that we want to understand. And the ChatGPT said, "Listen, before you get to event listeners, it's good also to do functions. To do functions first, learn functions more before you get to learning event listeners." So you guys will listen to a guy over here who honestly, you know, we're trying to update our what's it called skills over here. So you know, um, it'd be nice to be like super boss automatically. However, you guys, what's it called? If you got any, what's it called, suggestions on, um, write it down in the comments. And we're trying to learn over here. Okay, so we got this stuff. JS copy code. Da da da. Copy code. Okay. So to truly understand the add event listers, you need a master just for function concepts, which each with a small project that builds towards event listener mastery by default. Okay, so some of this stuff, I could explain to you guys. Like this is simple. Um, However, let's see how deep the ChatGPT went. And don't forget, guys, we are still all trying to get to be able to understand what's it called? Oh man, what happened here? Okay, there it is. Um, we are all still trying to get to understanding this project, which we understand over here. However, you guys who are still what's it called? Feel like you want to update your skills in order to understand it, can understand it, right? And we'll do this by reviewing the basic projects that ChatGPT said. By doing them, we'll be able to understand higher projects. All right. Excuse me. All right. So we got our We got our first mini project. First mini project doesn't have anything inside of it. So mini projects. Then we got our regular projects. And this is from the first third sequence. We got a total. We got 3 sequences, a set of mini projects, and oh, you know what? That's crazy. We totally moved this guy back. All right, whatever. We got a set of total three mini projects. Maybe actually it's four mini projects, and how many mini projects? Just a couple, not so much. Probably like 7. What did it say? 7, 8. Anyway, it's good stuff. And after that, we're gonna finish with God's help the second sequence of projects, and the first sequence of projects. And with doing all that, we'll be able to understand the 4 big. All right, so let's get it. All right, so we're on our first mini project. We got function. All right, so basic function declaration project. Say hello. All right, so this is super simple. So you say function, all right, say hello. All right, um, say our HTML. We got our script guy over here. Oh no, this is how you get an error. All right, um, say hello. Now it looks um like it's blue. Um, so call it. So okay, function greet. So our function say hello. Yeah. So we gotta put in some stuff in here. Console. We could even make it really cool. We could make it like say like um div um id, all right, equals like we did before over here. Div um, file, save const equals um, file const equals file. Oh wait, sorry. Const file equals document dot get element by ID file um, inner HTML equals, let's say inner text equals hello, hello. All right, so this is supposed to be like that. Then we do um, let's see, button on click uh, say hello. This should work. God's help. Mini projects. Oh, we got this guy. Oh, put some contents in here. Um, say hello. Yeah, let's go. Um, say now let's try say append child. Um, div hello. Let's see if this works. Child. Let's see how to append a child again. Oh yeah, yeah. All right, hold up. You gotta. Oh man. Oh yeah, this is whole pro. Okay, we're not gonna get into the pen child. Anyway, it works with the it works the inner. It works with the inner HTML, inner text. Inner text equals hello. And what do we got here? This guy. Hello. All right. So it doesn't add. That's why I think it keeps on just saying hello here because it over rewrites. All right. Anyway, so we got this guy working. We 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 did a call. We called the function. We didn't use console log because remember console log is what what's it called? Is on the invisible side. Um, right. Um, div. Okay, so we're gonna make this guy over here. ID. Okay, let's not go crazy. Okay, right now. So learn, call it, learn what is a function, how to define one, how to call it. Okay, so we learned what a function is. We learned by default how to define it. Right, we have to make first function, function name, um, how to call it. Okay, Function 2. All right, so second project. Function 2. Function 2. Function with parameters. All right, copy code. All right, function greet name. Okay, so these guys have parameters. Now, there's a concept that we gotta learn. Um, so I just gotta refresh to explain to you guys. There's something called parameters and there's something called arguments, right? So let's see the difference real quick. Parameters are probably what you set. Arguments is what you put. What is the the difference of parameters versus arguments? All right, so great question. Classic confusions. Okay, parameters when you define a function, it's the placeholder name. Argument is when you call a function. Yeah. So, hello David. Hello plus David. Greet David. You're saying hello, David. Um. All right. So we are on our second mini project. Second mini HTML. Okay. So what is this gonna be called? R HTML. Excuse me. Okay. So we're gonna add a script. All right. So this guy says function with parameters. Hello. So we're gonna say real quick. Parameters is when you define the function, and arguments is when let's see, arguments is actual value pass, is actual. Nice, this is very good stuff. Value you pass. It doesn't return all the way to the left side. All right, actual value pass. All right, so we get our guy over here, console log, hello, greet David. So this is good stuff. Function greet name, David, console log. That's very interesting. So yeah, um, it's good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So say we have a div over here, like we did before. Div. We get our guy over here. ID equals file. It's an empty div. All right. So then we got what's this guy's called? Const um file equals get document dot get what's it called, element by ID. File um so that is gonna be when you console log name. So you're trying to get, what you're trying to do is you're trying to set this name to the variable. So function greet name is what gets passed by the user, whatever. Um, uh, then what you do is what's it called? Write down. All right, this is how you do it. Yeah, you put it in here. Um, file get element file, and then you do inner HTML text equals name. All right, this better work. This better work. All right, we're gonna do how do we pass it down? What? How do we pass it down into this? How to get a button to pass a value to from input the to another function. All right, so we got a button, input button. Dang it. Okay. Ah, dang it. All right, gotta make a handler. All right, this is another level. All right, that's not the goal right now. We're not trying to make it crazy. There's no way with like handle click constant value value. Uh process input. What happens? Data. So you get data function data. Get element equals you typed in data. Question is, where do you write this process input? Oh, okay, fine. Process input, input value. Oh, okay, there makes sense. So you get a input. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Input value. Um. All right, so we're gonna try doing this real quick. Um. So we're gonna add a input ID equals input placeholder type here. Okay, so here we gotta make this thing called process input. Process input value. So we're gonna get, oh, this is really cool stuff. Okay, so we're just making like a tunnel. All right, so const input value equals document dot get element ID. Input. Okay, so process input. That's gonna take, so function process process input Um, document dot get element by ID. So this is actually technically we gotta just tick this. Yeah, because we got this name. Um, all right, console log. Hello. What's name? All right, this should work. Um, God's help. Process value. Okay, yeah. So this automatically gets passed into here. Waiting for this guy. This one gets element. Okay, so this should work. Let's see what happens. Okay, we got our second mini project. Type here. How come it's saying hello? It's already written. It's already there. Um, David. Oh man, didn't work. All right. Um. Okay, I guess there was like a click thing you gotta do also. Mm, all right. Yeah, handle click. But that's there you go. That's probably why. Oh, but still, that makes sense. It, all right, so there should be a button here on click handle. All right, so we got this guy over here. Input value. Input value. Okay, so we're gonna do function handle click. Okay, it's gonna be like this. All right, so this is supposed to work. Let's see what happens. All right. Oh, dang it. All right. Hello. It doesn't get this input. Heck. Hello. It just says hello. All right. Let's see. So we got the file, document. What happens? Input value equals document get input. Um, what's the point of doing value though? Okay, that's what we forgot. But what's the point of that though? What's the point of doing dot value? All right, so this is probably gonna work. Yeah. What's the problem with that? Console input. Ah, yeah, that's that stuff that happens. Yeah, that's how you access the DOM. Because they're strings, right? They're strings. Because they are strings, no? Yes. Yeah. Alright, you guys, let's get it. Let's get it today. Let's get this thing. Hello. Hold up. What's going on over here? We gotta go to too many. David. What? What's going up over here? Let's see what it thinks about this code. Okay. Alright, you're very close. There's one key issue in your process input. Okay, function doesn't receive the input value. How? So, put that value. So what did it say? Get element by ID, document.get element by ID. Oh, okay. Process input name. Oh yeah, that's true. So I forgot parameter. Yeah, so the name, we get it, and it puts us this thing. Okay, fine. That makes totally sense. How could we forget? David. Yay! Let's go. All right. David. Hey! With a space. All right, let's go. Um, this is boss. Um, really boss. You know, we got this thing over here. Um, so, yep. Good stuff, you guys. We got this second. So first of all, we got to write down that we wrote down this. So, so we finished this project. The dollar bill. Now, um, we could say we finished this project as well. We went a little off the chains. Um, I'll put this solution, you know, went a little bit high into space and into the to the called into the metaverse. Um, so yeah, you know. Um, However, we could say we got this problem down. All right, we totally went on another level. Um, this next one's supposed to be boss. Um, let's see. Oh man. Right. Alrighty, should be good. Um, oh dang it. All right. Yep. So we got this project down. Um, um, Pretty boss, you guys. Leveling up with the stack. Um, Whatever that means with the web. All right. So till next video. Um, where we will continue with God's help. About these functions. Remember, our goal is to get to the eventually to be able to get to the event listeners. Once we get to event listeners, to finish the sequence. Excuse me. We'll finish the sequence of what's it called? Um, of this tracks, and once we finish the sequence of these tracks, we'll be able to come back to the finish all these sequences. We'll be able to learn and understand this piece of code. Now, actually, a lot of this stuff over here is actually very easy. Actually, probably once we get the functions and event listeners down, this thing is gonna be probably even more easier for you guys to understand. Um, so, all right, with God's help, we'll get this good. Anyway, wish you guys success. Um, and a nice um, a nice everything. Here, let's do this for you guys. Let's see. Mini projects. Mini projects. Say A. A. You watch this. Say A. Have a good day. A. Have a good day. Anyway, you guys, wish you have a good day. Um, Peace. And yeah, a lot of success on you guys' what's it called journey, and eventually at the end of the series we'll, with God's help, understand this piece of code, which has a lot more cooler functionality. um, well, it's just different. However, it is like pretty advanced. um, can click stuff. um, and yeah, anyway guys, peace.